Yo, what is going on, everybody? This your boy Sean, aka Puff Comics 83, and we are here. And you hear the background music because we are talking Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law, and I am joined by my co-host Varangian Vigilante. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well, but most important today is our special guest. Then we got Al back on the channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just grooving to the music of Petey Wheatstraw. It's always a pleasure to be with VV and Sean because they have such a great time. They got great chemistry. Can you dig it? We're about to talk about Petey Wheatstraw today, the devil's son-in-law, the high sheriff of hell. That man did a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about in this live stream today.
That's it.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you on, Al, man. And, you know, if any chance we get to have you on as a guest, we always welcome it, man. We got to get some other members of the crew on here. Matt, we had X on. I got to re-upload that video of when we talk Planet Hulk. But, yeah, always a pleasure.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. So I'm ready when y'all ready.
Yeah, little known fact that, like Petey Wheatstraw, also Al was born already like a 6-year-old.
Well, I don't know why VV spilled the beans on my secret history, but I was born 6 years old. When I was born, I had a Tahitian treat, soda, and a filet-fish sandwich when I came out the womb.
Yeah, the doctor pulled you out with the better beard.
That's right. I already had a mustache at 6 years old and a goatee.
Came out like he came out already grown. What wasn't it in the second Warlock movie when he was born and he was already a grown man?
Yeah.
Well, that's some incredible stuff, boy. You immediately just an adult when you come out the womb, boy. That's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's like, the movie already, today with Petey Wheatstraw, the movie already starts crazy, and Miami Storm.
Even before that, though, VV, man, just the fact that he's sitting there narrating everything, like he's the high sheriff of hell. You know, he wasn't there to brag or boast. He could sit on a tombstone and produce baby ghosts and all that kind of stuff, man. This dude was basically putting it out there that he was a bad mofo. You don't want to mess with Petey Wheatstraw. He was already in hell when he was giving that speech. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's just telling you he did this. He turned the day from yesterday and put leap year in June. And made something jump over the moon. I can't remember. But yeah, man said he could sit on a tombstone and produce baby ghosts. That's a bad motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And the wonderful thing with Rudy Ray Moore movies is, of course, that you also get his spoken word performances in the movies, like in Dolomite. Also, of course, here in Petey Wheatstraw, and it's just it's so perfect. It's so fun.
One thing about Rudy Ray Moore and in all the films that he was in, he always has a way to take words and make it comical. Yet it's like, damn, man, that like even when I watch Monkey Hustle, and when he said, you know, let me take you out those insurance man shoes, and I'm like,
that's the thing is. I don't know. I mean, already when you look back, like in the Renaissance era, or even earlier, there were like a lot of poets that were already quite naughty. But the fantastic thing about Rudy Ray Moore is that how obscene he is, and yet it's still poetry.
I agree. Like I said, he just has such a way with words and putting them together. And rhyming them. That's why I like the quote that I use: "Romance without finance is a damn nuisance."
he told Nell that when she was trying to get busy with him. He's like, I can't deal with that right now. I got to deal with Scarface Willie and Leroy and Skillet. So
But most definitely one of the greatest wordsmiths of our time. And still very much underrated in popular culture, even.
So Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth.
Kenneth, what's up, man?
And there's a reason why his influence, reached over to influence a lot of people who was born in the 80s and 90s. Rappers use his words. People brought him on their shows, like Martin, with the Players Club, all that stuff. But yeah, this film, me and BB was talking before you popped on. I think of the 4 films that he did where he was the lead star in it, I like this one the most out of the 4. And I love Dolomite, I love Human Tornado, but I just love how he took this concept of making a deal with the devil and using the name Petey Wheatstraw instead of Dolomite, because it's Dolomite when you look at it. But just say I'm gonna be called Petey Wheatstraw. He just ran with it, and of course Leroy and Skillet being in it, they're more known for being in Sanford and Son along with their comedy stuff, and it's just a great blend of comedy with a little horror.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still prefer Dolomite because I think it's better paced, but Petey Wheatstraw, it's an experience and it's a blast. And like you said, the great thing, like this movie really lives by his interactions with the devil and how he's trying to out-devil the devil.
Yeah. And honestly, though, to add to what you just said, VV, with Petey Wheatstraw, he kind of took risk with that movie, because if you look at Dolomite was grounded in reality. The Human Tornado was grounded in reality. Disco Godfather was definitely grounded in reality because it had a story. That backdrop was about drugs and stuff and angel dust and all. But with Petey Wheatstraw, it was like he just said, I don't know how he came up with the idea, but I guess he woke up one morning with like 2 or 3 girls in the bed with him, and he's like, let me just do a movie about me dealing with the devil. Like, okay, but I feel like it was a successful movie. And actually, if you watch the what was the name of that movie, the documentary Eddie Murphy did?
My Name is Dolomite.
Yeah, the movie actually did successful in the box office, for its time. So yeah, Petey Wheatstraw was one of those movies that you look at it and you say, man, what is this shit? And then when you sit down and you watch it, it's like, this is very entertaining, man. His quips and so-called martial arts and stuff. It just blended together and just made for a great movie to me. So
absolutely, because there are not a lot of martial arts, horror, comedy, blaxploitation movies out there.
Yeah, you're right.
And I still think that in every one of these genres, this movie is highly underrated.
Oh yeah. I would say that, man, that to me, the movie itself, it's so much stuff in the movie. I mean, there's so many quotables in the movie.
It's so the little things.
Yeah.
It's like you were already talking backstage with Sean, where, the things when you notice where basically nobody talks about it, but you have like this situational comedy about stereotypes, of course, with watermelons, and then they're blowing up the whole truck with watermelons.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that right there was funny, though. I mean, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of different things in the movie that kind of, and to me, if you look at the movie, I know they had a script, but some of the movie kind of seems like, well, on the fly, they were like, well, let's add this, so let's add that. Like the scene where when they came after, Leroy and Skillet's goons came after him, and he was about to get it on with Dale. And dude came in the room, and then he just jumped up and said something, Matu said, and the dude just looked at him like, what the hell did you just say? And then he got on the balcony and jumped off the balcony down to the ground, like some 15 feet up in the air. I'm like, okay, so is this dude bionic? Like, what are you really trying to convey here? Like, this dude is superhuman. Like, he jumped from the top of a damn near roof to the ground, his fake roundhouse kicks and all that kind of stuff. And he just took out a whole, like, cadre of people. This is funny.
Nobody makes kung fu noises like Rudy Rainbow.
No one.
With the noise he make and the head movement, you know.
And he shake his head like this and stuff, and it's like, yeah. But
it's the ultimate distraction when he do that.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess.
You can't beat him in a fight.
Nobody can beat him in a fight in any of his movies. So, but yeah, Petey Wheatstraw is one of those movies, man, where, you know, I personally feel that it should be in like the Library of Congress, because, you know, it came in a time, and I mean that with all sincerity, because you look at that movie and it's like you said, VV, it's a action movie, it's a blaxploitation movie, it's a drama, it's a horror movie. How many movies, period, do you see those elements like combined into one movie? You know,
I totally agree with you, because also when you look at it, that circumstances, you know, it's obviously not the best movie in the world. Right. However, it is like a lesson on how to unconventionally make an entertaining movie, because, you know, nobody will watch Petey Wheatstraw and will be bored afterwards.
No.
They may have a lot of questions, but nobody will be bored.
Hey, shout out to Circumstances, man. You know, you like the stream. I always, whenever I get a chance to rewatch his video, because I'll be at work, but I always check out his Tuesday night FOC live stream. It's always great. So shout out to you, Circumstances. What's up, Donnie Williams, man? He was great in the chat last week when we talked Thomasine and Bushrod. So, you know, great to see you again. You know, one thing about this movie, I'm still laughing at the whole being in the Congress because it's kind of outrageous that this movie should be in the Congress Film Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm pretty sure there are more outrageous things in there.
I know, but I find it hard to believe that they will accept this movie.
But, you know, this is the thing, though. The reason why I feel that, and I'm actually serious about that, is because it came. Well, I mean, we all know the history behind blaxploitation. We know that a lot of these movies were made because they couldn't, you know, black actors and directors couldn't really get a foothold in Hollywood. So they decided to bankroll their movies, you know, their ideas, and create them themselves. Just off that strength alone, most blaxploitation movies, especially like Shaft, Car Wash, if you consider Car Wash a blaxploitation movie, should be preserved, because that's part of our history. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at Petey Wheatstraw, it kind of sets itself apart from other blaxploitation movies, because you think about it, most blaxploitation movies are about pimping, drug dealing, and pretty much that's it.
Fighting the man.
Right. But with Petey Wheatstraw, he decided, hey man, we're going to take this to a whole nother stratosphere, man, and you don't have to be high to enjoy the movie. You know, you can just enjoy what you see and then just move forward from that. But just for the simple fact, man, that this dude said, hey, we're going to hell. I'm going to hell. I'm going to talk to the devil. I'm going to look at a picture of his daughter. That part was hilarious. Like, he's like, well,
hey, the reveal was hilarious at the end.
Dude, yeah, it was hilarious, man. The way he made that face, but you know, like I said, man, there's so many quotables. When he went to hell, he's like, you know, what do you want from me, man? He said, a son. He said, a son. You got to be sick. How in the hell am I gonna give you a son? Then, of course, you know, it just went from there, man. But it's just so. What's the word I'm looking for? The movie is just so, it's outrageous to the point to where you can't help but sit there and try to figure out what's going. If you watched it for the first time, you have to sit there and like, well, where's this movie going? Because they've already they shot up a church with a whole bunch of folks. You know.
First of all, I was going to say, I could not help, and I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing at the scene. Well, old young Larry got shot.
Larry! Grabbing his chest. That was even worse acting, man.
Bro, it's like a little kid gets shot, but the way they over dramatically did it was so hilarious. I'm like, yo, that's
the way he grabbed his chest, man, and he winced and stuff. I'm like, dude, this dude trying to win an Oscar, man, from a black boy.
That shit had me rolling, bro. I had to rewind it, watch it again.
I mean, for real, like, but you know, the plot was cohesive. I mean, you know, Petey came to town. He got on the radio. He said, "I'm gonna be doing this." I can't remember the name of the club. Leroy and Skillet at their place, and Queen Bee. I think she was Queen Bee. No, she might have been something else. Her name's something else. But you know, they hear this, and then all of a sudden, it was like, he's in town the same time we're gonna have his show, and they knew Petey Wheatstraw was gonna draw more people, and that led to them.
Because they made a deal with a guy who's a part of the mob. That's you know, right. He gave them money to finance the show. So they're already looking like, yo, if we don't deliver, you know, and Petey Wheatstraw take our audience the day after our show, then shit, we in trouble.
Yeah. I absolutely love the premise and the origin of it. You know, that with Petey, of course, like, you know, when he came to birth in the storm, already 6 years old when he was born. And then, you know, when he got bullied at school, so when he fought back, so a martial arts teacher came in to teach him like the Oriental arts, and then you saw all
came out of nowhere though, man. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then you saw like the martial arts training, and then out of nowhere, he's like, "That's not what I want to do. I want to be a stand-up comedian."
You know what? To add to that though, BB, you just brought that up. I forgot I told about like at the beginning of the movie when he, you know, your name will be Petey Wheatstraw. She said, "Stay your narrow ass over there, boy." And then she said, "Your name will be Petey Wheatstraw." And then we go into the intro. But when he was getting beat up, man, and the old man was sitting there like, "Man, why are you watching this dude get beat the hell up?" And then you gonna tell him afterwards you gonna teach him some karate. Which was kind of questionable because his dojo just looked like somebody's backyard, like in the middle of Georgia.
I mean, that would be actually like a very good business practice. You know, when you have kids beating up other kids, and then you ask them if they want to learn karate.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, just walk around the neighborhood. You see a kid getting beat up? Hey, I can teach you the ways of karate. Come join. And then they won't bully you no more.
Right. Like he was out there.
It's like comic book ads with extra steps.
Right.
So cut the middleman.
But yeah, man, that was hilarious. And then of course the training sequence where he cut a cucumber with a stick. So this is supposed to help me do what? Like really? Like, is it supposed to increase my hand-eye coordination when somebody coming at me with a bat, like slicing a cucumber off of the string and stuff? But hey, that was part of the movie, man. But
oh yeah, Donnie, tell us how you like the Great Silence.
Yeah, I saw that he yeah. But yeah, Leroy and Skillet, like they. I like every time Skillet tries to say something, Leroy like, "Shut up, man! I'm trying to think. You know, let me think of something." and their chemistry has always been on point. Even when on Sanford and Son, and when you watch some of their little specials, they had such great chemistry that it was spot on casting, bringing them in to be in this.
And I still think that the whole plot point, you know, that basically because the people that want to assassinate Petey Wheatstraw are also stand-up comedians.
Yes.
That this must be like a dig at something, like that is going behind the curtains in the stand-up comedian scene. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of things in there were like quite personal.
Yeah. But just the premise off of what you just said, VV. They wanted to assassinate this man for doing a stand-up routine over the weekend. Like that is some diabolical. Yeah. Like the internet. That's true. Now that is truly diabolical. You used it in the right context, then.
Especially when you're coming out of a funeral service of a boy that you just shot, and y'all just lining up and mowing down everybody. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who thinks of that in the movie?
Bro, they were playing with feet. They really didn't want the mob on their ass, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, they killed everybody. They killed the preacher. They killed the grandma, the boy. They killed his nieces, nephews, uncles, everybody, man.
And then the funny thing is when the devil come by, you see them still sitting there holding each other. I'm like, what the?
Good thing that the devil got his Superman rewind powers.
Yeah. And that was crazy too, man. It's funny. And I liked how they did it. Like when the devil came in, they had this little sound effect that like lets you know, okay, this dude is like some serious business. And then he, of course, resurrects Petey Wheatstraw, which I didn't know the devil could do, but he resurrects.
Good old Louis Cypher.
Louis Cypher. But yeah, man, this is funny. He resurrected Petey. Then he took him to hell. Like they couldn't just go to a fat burger joint. They had to go to hell. Then, of course, the whole sequence with the daughter and all that kind of stuff, man. That's
like he saw that photo. He's like, nah, I can't marry that. Man. Kill me. Kill me.
Oh hell no, man. No deal, man. Kill me, man. Like, yeah, she was really ugly. But you know that was actually Nell.
Yeah.
It was her in that crazy makeup and stuff, man. But just the whole premise from that point, it went from him going to hell and then the devil resurrecting everybody that was at the church, which is like an oxymoron. Like, oh, this dude is Satan. And he goes to a church and he resurrects all the people that was in the church. Like, okay, all right. So I didn't know the devil was kind-hearted like that, but
and I like that he resurrected all of them, and they just picked on normal, just putting the cats in the car and stuff like that. Like the guys wasn't even just there; they just shot them and stuff. So he just resurrected them without them even being present. So now they like, oh, Petey's dead. All the people dead.
And that led to the whole situation with them going back to the club, Petey and Ted, Nell, and Jimmy. And, he's sitting there telling them about what the devil did and all that kind of stuff. And then Ted, of course, he was still pissed off because his brother died. So he was looking for revenge from Scarface Willie, which led to Petey confront Scarface Willie ultimately, and he shit his pants.
Literally.
He spoiled himself, man.
Literally. And then he gave some of that prose, like you were saying, VV, like his poem. He says, like, I'm madder than a hornet in a bumblebee hive. Something he said, I can't remember the whole dialogue, but it's like, bro. And at that time, he thought Petey was dead, so he's looking mortified. And the next thing you know, he starts pooping and stuff. So, and then the scene after that, when he went back to Scarface Willie and them, where he was like,
didn't change his pants on the way.
He had people passing out and shit.
That was hilarious. That was really hilarious, man.
First of all, you come in my office smelling like that, I'm like, nah, bro, get the fuck out, man. Go clean up. Go do something. Don't come in here like that.
Yeah. And then with what they had to do or what they did to kind of like compensate for not having a big budget, the devil, they was, taking their attempts on Petey and stuff, and he led them told them about the cane, and when he got that cane, man, he was Thanos at that point. Bro, like when he was going down the street and they were playing that Ghetto USA song and stuff, and he started doing all the magic stuff and made the big girl skinny and you remember?
I had to like, wait a minute, she a whole different person.
A whole other person.
Turned the guy that was a dog into a dog.
Turn into a dog.
He's just a dog. Turn him into a dog. And then the boy, that was Petey Wheatstraw. The boy was acting up, and he pulled out a comb and started combing
his hair. I was like, damn, bro.
That boy was crying for real. Like, yeah, I'm sure that hurt, man. But that whole dynamic, man, that was, like you said, man, there was so much stuff put in that movie, man.
Hey, I'm gonna rewind back a bit. The whole scene when they went out, he came to the place with his expensive car, and then he came back, and all the crackheads jacked it, and he just made chase to them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm also sure there are like a lot of references that went over my European head, like in terms of cultural references. But I think it's also like a movie for that sake. It's very rewatchable because there are so many tropes hidden in different layers.
Yep.
I like how after he beat up the crackheads, he made them fix his car back up, and then he showed the whole neighborhood like, these guys are the guys that's breaking in your homes and stealing your stuff. So get a good look at them and kick their asses.
Yeah. But of course, he said it in rhyme. I mean, he rhymed everywhere he went. But man, that in itself, it's the movie itself, man. If you look at, like I said before, if you look at it for the first time, you'd be like, what the hell? But the more you watch it, ironically, the more it makes sense. Even though it's out there, it makes sense with everything that took place in the movie. So,
well, he got the cane, right, and they doing their little at the club. That the lady come in there, she start doing her little poetry stuff while there's a bomb in the back. The cane's leading them to a bomb. And then they play hot potato with the shit.
And that's when old girl was saying that Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Oh, I love. And she kept singing that and all this time there's a bomb in the club and stuff, man. That's when the watermelon blew up. That's when they threw the watermelon truck. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
They blew that watermelon truck up. I was like, yeah, good. Paid off the joke with. It paid off the joke from early in the film with the doctor jump on the pregnant mother and there's a fucking watermelon in there. Like, oh shit!
So much in that movie to unpack, man. Even the situation in which, to me, this scene didn't make sense, but I understand why they put it in there, where the devil had took him to that I guess. The secret location. He had all the girls in there in the room. And
that was his bachelor party.
It was in hell, I think.
Was it in hell? Okay.
I think so, because he's it's happening downstairs, like down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the devil's bachelor party before the marriage.
Yeah, because the devil told him that when he got married, he missed out, and so he knows how important it is.
And hey, I wish Petey would have said, "Man, all these women look better than your daughter." Can't you substitute one of these girls to be your daughter?
And the next fantastic thing, of course, is that because it's Rudy Ray Moore, it's Petey Wheatstraw, it's Dolomite. He outslept all of these demon bitches. All of them were worn out after he was done, and he's still walking out with his full vigor.
Right.
He conquered.
He done everything, and he done performed cunnilingus and all that stuff. I'm like, dude. It was like
I said, after that spoken word performance when he went out there, and you girls will always remember old Petey.
I remember that from the movie. Every chance he got, he was trying to rock with him.
Every chance.
Every chance. Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to pick out which ones are the best ones because they all sound great.
I mean, maybe he missed really out, not taking a closer look at the devil's daughter. Maybe she was tight as fuck. Faces are not everything.
Hey, you just tell her to keep the little veil on, man. Let me do my thing.
Right.
Oh shit! And now I like how his friends are trying to figure out, yo, Pete, how are you gonna get out this situation? Are you gonna go down there just divorce her and move on? Just give her what she wants. Divorce her. Can you divorce somebody in hell and stuff? And then they come up with the idea of let's get this little wino on the street and make a mask and put Dolomite face on him.
He's in high meditation.
they almost got away with it though. Like if the Ranger woke up, then he would have been scot free. But nah.
It's
And
crazy,
he
man.
a bunch of demons with capes on and shit. Like, come on, bro, and ballerina shoes and stuff like
This is absolutely like how they went from the second to the third and final act. That one was smooth. That was.
Yeah, I will say it was smooth, man. I just love him just trying to outsmart the devil to evade going down there to marry the daughter.
You used the cane on him. Like, dude, this is the devil's power, man. How you figure you gonna beat the devil with his own power? Like, okay. He thought he got away. Then threw the cane away. Like, that was the worst. No, he broke it and threw it away.
But when you look at it, as long as he had that cane, the devil really couldn't do much against him because the cane was part of his power and he was using it against him.
He should have killed the king, basically.
It's almost like the One Ring.
Yeah.
Like where Sauron put like a lot of his power in it. And here the devil put a lot of juice in that pimp stick.
He should have killed the king because that was his biggest downfall in that movie. Because he said, "I did it." That's the spirit, Petey.
If he didn't break the cane and he got into that car, he still would have had the cane to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
But he thought, I threw the devil off the roof. He done. He done. He picked him out. As soon as he tossed him, the man turned into fire. Like, hey, you think you won? Come on, bro.
You should have known better, man. Petey. Hey, well, he was outsmarting him up until that point, man. But it would have been nice to see some kind of prologue. It's like, what is going on in hell right now since Petey Wheatstraw married his daughter?
We need a sequel. Petey Wheatstraw in hell.
It was actually a missed opportunity because to have like a prologue in hell on the Dave Chappelle show. That was generally, I think, because of like the shade that is thrown at the stand-up comedian scene with the whole assassination thing. A remake by Dave Chappelle would actually be genius. It has the possibility to be genius.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Like, I would totally get behind that.
Hey, Al, the scene where the devil in his red tracksuit, he came to visit them. Hey, as soon as he started touching old boy, man, he felt the heat from his hands. He started shivering and shit. I like that small attention to detail. Like, that's the devil. If he touches you, it's gonna be scorching hot.
Yeah, man. That movie is in my opinion, it's a classic. I mean, it was so much, like BB said, that you could unpack in that movie, man, and it does have replayability. Like,
and the crazy thing is also like because of course the acting is not always the most fantastic, but Shaw's portrayal of the devil is so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
He was very smooth and debonair with it.
Yeah.
He kind of gave you that impression that that was not so bad.
But that's how they get you, man. They gotta come off as that type of person, just to ease you in.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, like, yo, devil cool, man. Until you see a picture of his daughter, and you're like, nah. And I like how assertive he was when he came in there to want to talk to Petey. And, Ella was like, he's not here. And he's like, well, I'd rather talk to him straight up. So here's my card. And then the card got misplaced, so she ain't know where it was. And then the devil was there all along, just waiting to talk to Petey. So he pops in, he comes up whenever he wants to.
Right.
But right then and there, he should have, like, when he told Petey Wheatstraw, you shouldn't be using my cane very loosely like that, because he was doing good. And he came back like, he's like, nah, I still got business to do with it.
One more day, give him one more day.
And that's the ironic thing. Like I said, it kind of like contradicts what happened at the beginning of the movie when the devil was like he didn't like Petey going around doing good deeds, but then you just resurrect the whole funeral party and stuff. Like
all he had to do was resurrect Petey. That was it. Not the whole congregation.
Everybody. There's the whole nine, man. Like, dude, okay. But you're mad at Petey because he's out there helping people who away.
Combing their heads and shit.
Oh man, that movie is a trip, man. I'm telling you.
But it's just so much fun. I watched the movie twice because it's just so entertaining.
It is, and like I said, it's also out there. It's lucky.
And the reason that's the reason why I just like it more than Dolomite is because, again, like I was saying earlier, they took a risk on making this story and saying, what if, I make a deal with the devil? And, the concept of Rudy Ray Moore, being this person is way more interesting. We know the character of Dolomite, and as great as it is, I felt like this was like peak Rudy Ray Moore in terms of just his creativity.
Yeah, And the other thing is, that especially like in October, when all the lists come out of underrated horror movies, etc., movies you should watch at Halloween, I still think that this is a movie that should be in the list. It does not only fit for Halloween, but I think also for just having like a fun Halloween night. Like, this should be like one of staples of fun Halloween.
Hey, all somebody gotta do is cosplay Wheatstraw, double son-in-law, with the hat and the cane, and and if you ask him, like, man, who are you? I'm Petey Wheatstraw, the double son-in-law. hey, that's it, man.
Yeah,
top tier costume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't do it, so but.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's a fun movie. It's enjoyable. I watched it twice, and it's just like I just get a laugh at all the great details, the small details, and the little things in between. It's just a great film. I also like another scene that was really good was Leroy and Skillet's performance at their stage on their play, and Petey Wheatstraw was there to alter everything and had Leroy just say things that he didn't say in his mind.
Not only that, but the fact that Scarface Willie was dumb enough to think Petey Wheatstraw was somebody else just because he put on a pair of shades and stuff. Like, do I know you? He said, no, step aside, you scratch face son of a bitch. I'm like, okay. Oh, did you not know that was actually Pete? That's the dude that made you shit your pants, but then all of a sudden he puts on some shades and he's Superman. So okay, cool beans, bro. But hey,
it's the power of the cane that changed alter the look of him, so they see somebody else.
Yeah, man, crazy. But yeah, that movie is one of my personal favorites, man. I mean, in terms of movies, period. I don't separate them. I mean, the Petey Wheatstraw, I would have to say too, Sean, it's one of my favorites out of the four movies that he did, just because it's out there, and it's a really fun movie if you could basically go into it with no expectations. I think most people will be they'll thoroughly enjoy it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep, most definitely, man. And again, when it comes to
simply incredible.
What's up, Daryl?
What's up, Daryl? Great to see you in. But yeah, when it comes to these Rudy Ray Moores, and we still gotta talk Disco Godfather and Monkey Hustle, because that movie with Yaphet Kotto, that movie you wouldn't even think. Like Rudy Ray Moore and Yaphet Kotto, like that's two different style actors.
Yeah.
But every time Rudy comes on the scene with that funky ass music in that film, I like you just again the words. You know, he has a play on words that you just like, man, I need to see more of this character because it's just Rudy Ray Moore playing Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah, that's true. So y'all already talked about Dolomite.
Yeah,
we had.
You were there.
We talked that in Human Tornado.
I was there.
You were there.
Was there.
Yeah, you was.
You know,
it's been a while.
It's been a while. But yeah. I mean, as far as it goes, man, Petey Wheatstraw is just one of those movies, man. That like I said, if you just want a little break from whatever you watch on a regular basis, pop that in, and you'll be thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, like BB said earlier, the acting wasn't spot on, but they did, and it was entertaining. You know, from Leroy Skillet to the guy that played Scarface Willie to Larry when he got shot. I mean, everybody did their part, man, and I could appreciate it. I mean, you know, last I actually saw, they did the movie in, of course, the 75, and the movie was done on a $2,000 budget, which, you know, inflated for inflation was about maybe $200,000, $250,000. And I want to say that it grossed about $10 million in the box office adjusted for inflation. So the movie did very well, you know. And I admired those guys like Rudy Ray Moore and Mario Van Peebles and, you know, those other cats that went out there on a limb and essentially tried to do something with their creativity and their art, man. So I really like the movies for what they are. Go ahead.
Which would be highly needed nowadays, especially now that everything is so formulaic.
Very formulaic. I mean, and that movie catches you off guard because, you know, I mean, you don't really know what to expect. You think it's going to go one direction, but then it goes into an entirely different direction.
And this is what I really love. And, you know, I really miss, you know, of course, here and there are such movies like this, but I really miss movies where you just go in there and you really wonder what is happening next. Since, like, with most movies nowadays, it's just you go in there and it's like, oh yeah, probably this will happen, and there's so little surprises.
I think go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. Then I'll go.
The reason why I think that's the case, VB, is that, you know, original ideas now come a dime a dozen, and you know we're in a time at this point to where, you know, it has to be something that's really outside the box and not formulaic, like you say. Because some movies I can actually sit and watch for the first time, you already know from maybe like the first 30, 45 minutes where the movie's going to go, you know. And, I mean, at times that could be cool, but in most cases, you want to see something that's going to be kind of like off the beaten path.
Exactly.
And something that kind of like puts you in a frame of mind where I'm just watching this and I'm not having any expectations on how the movie is going to go in terms of plot and stuff. So, yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, man.
Yeah, and especially with a lot of movies, you watch them and some of them you just forget or they blend in with something else. And I think with Petey Wheatstraw, you know, I think people could say a lot of things about this, but I think nobody that ever watched it forgot it.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I know you mentioned Mario Van Peebles, but I was thinking is you meant to say Melvin Van Peebles.
Yeah, that's right, Melvin. My bad.
Because Sweet Back Badass Song, that's an acquired watch.
Yeah,
like it's a movie that's very like, different and very against the norm. That you really have to like pay attention to what the message is behind it. Like you get the message, but the way the movie is structured, it's not your typical straightforward film. Like it's very esoteric, the way I'll put it. And I watched it for the first time a couple years ago, and I was like, it's an acquired taste. And I know a lot of people like champion that movie as the one that launched like blaxploitation because of how gritty it was and stuff. But like I said, I will have to like give that another watch to see if I can like tolerate, because it is kind of all over the place with how the camera jumps.
Yeah.
But again, Melvin Van Peebles was one of those guys that was influential in directing movies and financing his own film.
Yep.
So, you know, he was a big part of the launch of blaxploitation. You know, so it's great that you mentioned Mario, but both of those guys, Mario and his father Melvin, were huge in terms of making sure they put their own vision into their films.
Yeah, we already talked like the Western with Mario from Peebles. I think last year. Also, it was last year, 2 years ago. Time. What is time? What is time?
Man, that is such an underrated movie. Like, people don't really give that movie the shine that it should get. That, to me, that movie was a great, not just a black, orient. It was a great Western movie to me.
Yeah, we had a great time talking that film. Yeah. And again, there's some things that they can put in films that won't be put in other Western films, or other films in general. So it's always great to have that option of seeing something from a different point of view.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to be off next week, but the week after that, we're going to talk A Soldier Story.
Yeah. Or how it's called in German, Sergeant Waters, eine Soldatengeschichte.
Okay.
Damn. That's a long title for. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talking that film.
I've never seen it. I'm very curious about it, especially since I'm very interested in the time period.
Yep. But yeah, this was a great discussion.
Yeah.
And as always, Al, it's been a pleasure having you on.
But most important, Al.
Yes.
Would you marry the Devil's Daughter for an X-Men #1?
Damn.
Makes him think.
Hey, I have to put some parameters. Like, look, I can't look you in the face. When we bump uglies, you're gonna have to put on a Jason mask or something. Yeah, it has to be some stipulations behind it, man. But I probably would. I ain't gonna even lie.
That X-Men 1,
devil
dangling that X-Men 1 right in front of you.
We wouldn't go out in public.
I mean, it's a Devil's Daughter. You might think she has like some of these mystique powers that can just change appearance of something.
I mean, of course, if he can resurrect people and put everything in reverse, I'm pretty sure she might be able to do something. I don't know, but that leads me to another question though. Like, why would she be ugly if he can do all of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got all these magical powers. Can you do plastic surgery on your daughter's face or something? Like, I'm just saying. Like, but yeah,
maybe he wants to find true love for her.
Well, then he get that dude that showed up when they went to the place for the bachelor party, and that hunchback dude showed up. Like, get that dude back here.
And then you have to ask yourself, though, that kind of opens up another can of worms. Did the devil say why he chose Petey as his daughter's potential husband? I don't think he did.
He just wanted the son. That's all he said.
I mean, but also with this origin story, like.
I mean, he was born a 6-year-old. So this had to be some type of intervention of the devil or something for you to be 6 years old coming out the womb.
It's true. This is true. But that kind of leads to more questions than answers.
We don't need more questions.
We don't, but I'm just saying, like, y'all got my brain moving now. Like, okay, so why did he choose a guy that was 6 years old? Did he know he was 6 years old?
Never mind.
I'm going up on the deep end now, man.
Maybe that's the next.
Wheatstraw was Damien without knowing that he was Damien.
Oh, now that's a conspiracy theory for like Petey Wheatstraw was actually the Antichrist.
Now it just sounds like a storyline made up by Vince McMahon.
Oh my God, he made some terrible storylines too. Good God, that Mark Henry one comes to mind though. And then,
well, at least it was not a hand that was birthed.
Man, it's like, dude, what is this? What is this, man? Like, that was yeah.
But Vince McMahon is the devil because he teamed up with his son to take on Shawn Michaels and God.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is it so hard to hate Vince?
The man entertained us for so long that it's like you want to hate him, but then when you see these damn clips on Instagram or YouTube, he's like.
That's the thing where he's such a horrible human being, but every time a new horrible story comes up, I'm like, I can't hate him for it. It's like he followed his dreams.
He did to the team. Yeah, but I enjoyed talking and discussing with y'all, man, and I look forward to the next time I'm able to come and join y'all.
Sure.
Always.
And I just want to say, this is the third film of the month. We talked Blue Collar at the beginning. We talked Thomasine and Bushrod last week. And like I said, next week we'll be off, but we'll conclude our Black History Month films with a soldier story on the first week of March.
And the week after, we're going to have a very interesting movie, Cobra Verde.
Yes.
I'm very curious what you will think of it, because this movie it's a Werner Herzog film, and I don't think that there's another movie out there like this.
I will. Go ahead, Al.
I have a suggestion, man. Whenever I get an opportunity to join you all again, I would love to talk. I don't know if y'all talk, because y'all talk about so many movies. But one movie I would really like to discuss with y'all is City of God.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time you was on.
I don't know.
It's
Brazilian. Was the German?
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched that one.
Man, that's one, in my opinion, is one of the greatest movies that have ever been. That movie is so good, man. It is really good. But it's called City of God. And basically it's about a guy named, I think his name was Rooster Rocket. He's a wannabe photographer, so he goes around the favelas in Brazil. And it's actually, it's a story. It's basically kind of like a documentary, but it's a story.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I knew about this.
Yeah, it is, man. That is a great movie. That's something that I would love to talk to y'all about on the channel.
I mean, it's Brazil is crazy. It's if it's the most dangerous. Like in Rio de Janeiro, I think has the highest crime rate in the world.
They do. And that movie eloquently actually, it displays all of that. It gives various aspects of Brazilian life in the favela and stuff, man. It is. I was blown. I'm not the type of person that gets really what's the word I'm looking for? I love movies, don't get me wrong, and there's movies that I'll watch on a regular basis. But that one movie, it was so polarizing to where it's like, I'll watch that, man. I'll probably go in there and put it in right after this live stream. It is a great movie, man. Great. It's in subtitles, but you don't even care about that because the story itself, it just moves along where you don't even care. You gotta read.
I'm so used to subtitles anyway. So
yeah. Plus, I've been watching a lot of the anime over the last couple months, so subtitles don't really bother me.
No, so when we should do this in the near future, hopefully.
Hopefully, we can do this maybe in the spring or summertime. You know, I'll make a note on that.
But I think you'll. I mean, being that you are a very good connoisseur of movies, VD, I think you would really enjoy that because it's a great movie. Shark. I mean, what you thought? What did you think about the movie?
There was another movie, I think, that in Brazil and that places from a special unit.
I know what you're talking about. That's actually a sequel to. Was not. It's kind of like a. How can I put it? City of God is like the main movie because there's actually 3 movies in that trilogy. I haven't seen the other 2, and in that police movie, it's actually kind of like an offshoot of City of God. Okay. So, matter of fact, I have it on my wish list on my app. Let me check and see what it's called.
I enjoyed the film when I watched it many years ago. But like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I will have to definitely put it on the docket to give it a rewatch.
Yeah, please do. But I'm actually checking to see what the name of that movie VV was talking about because I got it on my. It's called the Brazilian is Cidade dos Homens. I don't know what that means, but it's City of Men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now then we already have plans for the future. Nice.
I can dig it, my man.
And we will be live tomorrow, right, Al? Comic Con crew.
We will be live tomorrow night around 9ish or so, give or take.
9:40.
Yeah. You can't never start on time, man. I'll be like, man, I wish we start on time. But it is what it is. But I mean, whenever we get started, we have a good time. But tomorrow will be part 4 of our Black History series, and I'd have to give props to Rico, man. That dude is just so knowledgeable, and he downplays himself a lot. But when it comes down to him having knowledge about Black history and comics, man, he's literally an historian. It's going to be the same. It's going to be part 4. Now, what we're going to be talking about, I don't know because Rico kind of puts everything together during the week. But whatever it's going to be, man, just tune in, Donnie, man. It's going to be some good stuff, man. That dude is incredible. He really is. So,
yeah, like I said, when you mentioned last week that it was moved to Sunday, I was like, damn, I ain't going to be able to make it. Yeah, even though I still popped in for a little bit, but
yeah, yes, you did.
I popped in, but I wasn't on for the full show. But it's good to have it back on the Saturday. And hopefully Marcus Roberts will be able to join us again, too.
And what's the other young lady's name? You think she might be able to join us, too?
I don't know. She haven't seen my message, so I don't know if she'll be able to make it or not.
Okay. Well, let her know about it, man. We'll be there. And we hope to see y'all in the building. Yeah, I'm telling you, Daryl, I mean, that guy is just... He's phenomenal, man, when it comes down to that history, man. And I can't lie. And Sean is probably, he can test this too. He's actually talked about some books on the show in previous segments or previous live streams. I went out and bought. That Lobo is one of them, because he was giving us the significance behind the book and everything. It's like, me and Sean copped it at Heroes Con last year.
Yeah, man. And that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not going to MegaCon because the chances of me getting a book that might be on there that Rico talked about at Heroes, I'd rather wait for that.
And Vivi, I'm gonna put this out here, man. If I win the lottery between now and June, I'm sending you some round trip tickets for Heroes. You got a crap ton of people that want to actually hang out with you already.
And now, baby, there's probably like a time pressure. Who knows if Trump declares war on Europe? It's like,
oh my god, hey, man, he might declare war on Canada, man. We don't know.
I don't even want to get into that, but the whole point of him wanting to change a body of water to the Gulf of America. It's like, really, bro? Are you serious?
Maybe you're visiting, in Operation Human Shield. Like, it's
hey, I just need the price of eggs to go back down to like $2 a dozen, man. I ain't trying to pay $20 for 6 eggs, but
the egg is in the movie. You know, they tossed them up because they ran towards me.
Exactly.
I was like, damn it, you know how much some eggs cost?
Back then, they were probably like 50 cents, like for well, actually, that was like more than that was probably like 3 dozen eggs or something. So yeah,
crazy man. Oh yeah, I watched the rewind of your appearance on the G-Man last week. That was a great show.
Yeah,
man.
We had
to also watch that on the replay.
He's doing one tomorrow, and apparently, I'm not sure what's happening. I need to talk to him, but it's going to be his last live stream until further notice. So I got some stuff I got to do. I actually got company coming from out of town, but I'm gonna try to pop in for a few minutes and stuff. So.
But yeah, I hope everything's good with him.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, we had a great show, man. Thanks to everybody that.
Maybe we should all become farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
They are winning. But yeah, we had a great show, man. And again, we'll be off next week. There won't be no show next week. We'll be back the following week talking the Soldier story. So for myself, for VV, for Al, Dusty Brick Brown, we'll see you. Me and Al will see you tomorrow night. And me and VV will be back in 2 weeks. So peace out, y'all, and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.